The old bait and switch. What's going on, guys? Welcome on in. I figured today that we talk about one-of-one funding because they kind of pulled a little bit of a bait and switch the past couple of days as I'm filming this video. So let's talk about it. First things first, I'm looking at my $25,000 account that I'm in phase one of. I'm halfway, just past halfway to the target of $27,000 on. And I have some experience with them and that I want to talk about. Unfortunately, you know, only the bad stuff tends to get talked about because when it's good, it's kind of what you expect. Like, I paid for this, you offered this, you advertised this, and you're providing that, great. You're not providing that, fuck you. It's kind of how the world works. And so when there's a problem, you talk about it. And so I thought this was a time to talk about this stuff. Recently, they came out and they discontinued stocks. They have been a prop firm. If I go back to their main page, right? If you go to the main page, they have been a prop firm that under tradable markets says crypto, forex, indices, whatever. That also had stocks. No longer does. They have a bunch of different options to trade on in terms of platforms and all that stuff, which is cool. I've only used DX Trade and Trade Locker with them. Actually, no, I used to use MetaTrader 4 back in the day, back when that was allowed in the US. It's no longer. So apparently, because of when they had to switch accounts over and stuff, and it took weeks back in March of 2024. I was actually skiing at the time for a week, so I didn't really give a shit, to be honest, but it still put me out for more than I thought it was going to be. They apparently I have in my back pocket a free account reset, which I have never used. I've never failed an account. I've never, literally never failed an account. I hope to never use it, but I have in my back pocket. Hopefully they'll still hold up their end of the bargain there. It's been a long time, so maybe they won't. I don't know. I can't speak. I don't know. I haven't asked for it, so we'll see. But they got rid of stocks kind of quietly. You go in their Discord. I looked it up. Not much. Someone was kind of asking, yo, what's going on? And there's not much information here. So I said, okay, let me email them and ask them about it and see if we can get some information. And when they give me some information, I can talk about it. So cool. I'm not going to just make a video and say, yeah, fuck them. No, let's talk about it. So I asked about stocks. I said, hey guys, what's going on? They reached out. The guy goes, I'll update you shortly once I have the information, blah, blah, blah. I said, cool, please do, because I was concerned that I was never going to get a reply. I literally was. And this is kind of how my experience with their support has been. It feels as if it is being run by 5-year-olds, and I'm not even kidding you. That's how it feels at times, because you'll go and talk to somebody, and then it will change up to somebody else, and then it'll go silent. You have to reissue a ticket or re-email them to open the case back up. And it's like, guys, come on, can you just figure this out? Have a better process here? It's not that hard. I don't think, at least. So they came back and they say, hey, okay, cool. Thanks for reaching out. We want to clarify the recent changes regarding stock availability. Stocks have been removed from our platform to create a more uniform experience across all our traders. Currently, stocks are only available on 2 of our 5 platforms, and by making this adjustment, we can ensure consistent access and features for everyone using our services. So, go to the FAQ, and if you go down into trading instruments, first off, you guys have not updated. They have not updated this page because it should not say stocks here, but it does. Competitive spreads, funny, interesting, whatever. And then they have a tradable asset list. So the tradable asset list is now this, which has no stocks, and it dropped a lot of the cryptos options. It's dropped a bunch of things, but there's no stocks. So cool. The only thing is I cannot confirm if this tradable asset list right here is the same on all of the different accounts that you can potentially purchase. So DX Mobile, Trade Locker, Match Trader, C Trader, all that stuff. Is it the same? Because in the past, it has not been. So I asked for a tradable asset list. However, the asset list on DX was different from Trade Locker, and that's the only 2 that I have experience with as of late. I had Platform 4, MetaTrader 4 back in the day. It was a long time ago. It feels like many months ago. So what in the past was DX Trade had a lot of stocks, and Trade Locker had 30 stocks roughly. No NVIDIA, no AMD, some of those names, some big names that move a lot. They didn't have those, so it's it's kind of stupid. Okay, whatever. Well, cool, whatever, fine. So I went out and I went off and I got a better prop firm for stocks. Personally, I just said, I trade stocks 80% of the time, so boom. So I reached out and I was like, yo guys, I used to trade a lot of stocks, I understand, I guess we can go to this. I understand your refund policy is that all transactions are non-refundable, blah, 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 but kind of annoying. Look at this. I didn't realize this. I just saw this. Now stocks are gone, so this should be irrelevant, right? Rules for trading stocks. These rules apply. So you can't hold them for more than 3 days. Can't hold their earnings. Okay, whatever. Crypto trading as well. Can't be held for more than 24 hours? I'm just learning that right now. That's nuts, dude. That's nuts. I got to ask about that now. As I'm speaking right now, that's new. And that is pretty substantial news to me. So your account won't be breached. They will just, if you make money, they'll just say, no, you didn't make money. Sneaky little shit, guys. This is the thing, too, that gets me with these guys is that this is type of stuff that they slip in the back door and they don't tell you about. It's not clear until you go and find it out or you email them. You know what I mean? To clarify. So just make sure you're aware of this type of stuff. This is kind of just, you have to read the fine print. You have to. I'll come back to crypto in a minute, but on top of this, right, the point that I'm trying to get at is this. You offered stocks or you offered this when I bought an account or somebody buys an account. You changed the rules and now they can't hold stocks for more than 3 days. They can't hold crypto for 24 hours. They can't trade stocks in general. You're changing the rules. How do you expect them to feel about you? You know what I'm saying? I mean, seriously. If you are for traders, by traders, why the fuck are you doing that and then not giving anybody anything else? Like, why are you not saying, okay, here, we'll give you a free reset, or, oh, we'll give you a 50% discount on your next account? Like, I haven't seen any of that stuff. In theory, you should just refund the person. If the person's like, hey, I only trade stocks, can't do that anymore, give me a refund, you should refund them fully. And that's what you should do, but that's what my opinion at least. This relates to a company I used to use, Surge Trader, which, by the way, Surge Trader is they no longer exist. But when I originally started trading prop firms many, many months ago, back 10 months ago, actually, I bought an account with Surge Trader. I bought a $50,000 account with Surge Trader. And they did the same thing, bait and switch, right? All of a sudden, they say, oh, stocks are no longer available. Didn't make it very clear. They sent out an email at like 2 p.m. on a Sunday afternoon and said, you have like 5 hours until or before market opens on Monday to either request a refund, or if you don't, then you can't get a refund. I was like, this is actual horse shit. So I made a post on, I think on Twitter at the time, and maybe I talked about it in a video. They then did not I was only trading stocks at that point. They did not refund my account for a while because they then said, you cannot talk badly about us on Twitter. So I had to take the posts down if I wanted to get my $400 or $500 back. I eventually got the money back. I took the fucking post down. I said, fuck you guys, whatever. And then I talked about it in videos, and we talked about it in the future. And we have also now seen the collapse of they don't exist. So it doesn't matter. They got what they were getting. They got what's coming for them. It doesn't matter. Who cares? So I'm like, when this happens, I think back to that scenario and I go, And when I start to see shit like this, I get skeptical because these are some rules, right? Little rules that some people don't realize, but you are now a day trading prop firm, which is probably what most people use it for. However, people trade on different time frames. And so the majority of day traders are probably losing anyway. There might be a scenario here, or this is probably very likely, that people who trade stocks or who trade crypto and hold them for longer than 24 hours are making too much money, potentially. That's hurting their bottom line. So they're like, okay, we can eliminate this. It's a small sector of our audience. They're fucking us over because they're making the most money. So let's get rid of them and then cater to the rest, the 95% rest of people, maybe 98%, who are just literally degenerate gamblers who are going to day trade some Forex shit. And that's, so that's how I kind of feel. Maybe I'm totally wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, or if anyone if they want to ever clarify this, clarify it, please. So that's I don't know. That's just kind of how my mind's going. Last but not least, I want to talk about this last piece. There is a crypto that I traded a while back. It was OMG USD. Stupidest shit of all time. I don't really have to get into the details of it. It was this fucking crypto. They had this massive list of cryptos. Not massive. It was a bunch of cryptos, like 20, 30 cryptos in here that they had available to trade. So I make a watch list and I go, okay, let me just see if I see my setup on this watch list. I'll take some small positions on these to see if crypto is worth experimenting with deeper or going or following through deeper on. So it's a 30-something cent. It's a 43 cent crypto at the time. I got in somewhere in here. I get stopped out on this upper wick right here, which, whatever. Okay, fine. It ended up going to where I want it to go, somewhere down in here. But whatever. Upper wick stops me out. Cool. Okay. I risked on a $25,000 account. I risked $60. Okay, if you go down here, I have it right here. I shorted 30 lots, $60 was my risk, my trade P&L, but my net P&L ended up being negative 270.90. So negative 271, I lost. I also took the same trade, half the size, on a $6,000 account. I don't use that account anymore. I still have it, but I just don't want to use it because I'm waiting to buy a bigger one and then attach a trade copier to this one and that one and then just do that. Which, by the way, I'm going to see if copiers are allowed. Yes. Cool. They are allowed still, because you never know. Sometimes they can fuck with you there. So whatever, right? I get in the trade and I don't realize it, but I get charged a fat fee. Why? They have a $7 fee per lot on all of their cryptos. So whether you buy Bitcoin, that's $68,000, or you buy OMG USD, which is fucking 43 cents, $7 per lot. Now, if you go buy Bitcoin, I'm not buying 100 lots. I'm not buying 30 lots. I'm buying like less than one. So my fee is minimal. I don't care. It's irrelevant. It's relevant, but it's not that big of a deal. When you go and buy 30 lots, it's a big deal. So I get fucked on the fees. Not to mention, at the time, I was approaching passing the phase, which was $27,000. I was like right there. My balance, my equity actually at the time on that day, I think on the 4th of June, did exceed $27,000. I had to then sell my positions out if I wanted to like lock that in. I did not, because I was like, no, I'm not going to sell my positions before take profits or stops hit. I'm going to let the trades just play out, because that's just how I operate. I'm not going to just play the game I'm not playing for the dollar. I'm playing for the strategy. I'm playing for the process, right? It's kind of how I do it. Hence why I'm so conservative and why I have never lost an account, because I don't fuck around and do dumb shit, which what most people do, and then keep buying accounts to see if they can get funded and then get a one payout and then give it all back over the course of the next 16 months or 5 weeks, maybe less, 5 days sometimes. So I'm like, yo, I end up losing $400 in this trade across the two accounts that I should have lost 90 total on. I'm like, this is kind of some bullshit. I email them. They go, no, nothing we can do. Sorry, too bad. What this is just telling me is like, this shouldn't happen, shouldn't be allowed to happen. Was it my bad? Yes. Because if you go inside the crypto on here and you like look at, if I like right click on them and I can, let's see if I can go into like if I go to Bitcoin here, for example, I go to the view details, you right click, it'll tell you the fees and the swaps and stuff. So you can find the information, but like that was never made very clear. And I had to do it myself, which I should have, I guess, done. I just thought that if they have this available to trade, it shouldn't fuck me over like that bad. It should just be available to trade and that's it. But apparently that's not the case. So a couple things. I just thought I'd mention that one in there too and clarify that, because it's part of what I'm not liking. So if I'm being honest, it's seemingly the way it's kind of rolling here. If you can't swing trade crypto over 24 hours, you obviously can't trade stocks anymore. But in the past, prior to this, you actually couldn't swing trade them anyway, more than 3 days, which is kind of some sketch. Obviously, earnings is all I get. I wouldn't hold through earnings anyway, but whatever, cool. It's starting to rub me the wrong way here in terms of some of these rules, because they originally came out and they were like, for traders, by traders. And it's like, if you, like, as a trader, my opinion, there's infinite ways to trade. There's so, like, if you're going to allow people to use if you're going to be a prop firm and say, hey, we are going to fund you and all this stuff, but you're recognizing that swing traders are bending you over and taking so much money, then say, yo, swing traders, 80% profit split, no matter what. You can't get 100% profit split. I don't know. Like, there are ways to do it. These kind of subtle behind-the-scenes rules or behind-the-scenes little things that are happening without any explanation. They don't tell you about this on their social media accounts. They do not say much at all, if anything, actually in the Discord. As of Friday when I last checked, There was nothing there. The people were asking, like, what's going on? No clarity. They just kind of like bait and swish and then didn't say anything and was kind of like, hopefully everyone's fine. And I know their numbers are probably that most people, like 98%, don't give a shit because most are day trading like the S&P, the Dow, whatever, the NASDAQ. And so they don't give a fuck. That's it. They just day trade those things and that's it. But there are people who are getting screwed by these things. And I think you should be aware of that. If you are looking at them and saying, hey, I want to maybe use them, or I've been with them and I want some more clarity as to what happened, that's the reason why I made this video. Hopefully it was helpful. It's kind of unfortunate. Will I keep using them? I mean, yeah, I guess for now, but definitely like, it's definitely rubbing me the wrong way in terms of some of these rules. So it's like I can't really trade crypto in there anymore. I can't trade, stocks obviously in there anymore. So it's like, well, I'm down to the S&P, which is fine. NASDAQ, Dow, okay, cool. Oil and metals, which is not bad. It's a decent number of stuff to trade, but it's like, okay, whatever. That's kind of the deal. So hope was helpful. I hope you didn't get screwed over by them, but if you did, let me know in the comments. I'd be curious to hear your experience. If you have any stories with one of one and like what they did, whatever. I can't obviously vet everyone, but I'd be curious. Leave them in the comments below, good and bad. Like I have had, like overall, like I haven't had a ton of bad shit. And if I keep going and get funded and get payouts, I won't really complain because I'm getting payouts. I just will obviously not be using them very, very long. It's like, it's a means to an end. It's like get funded, get some payouts, put it in your own account, and then just trade your own money. You know what I mean? It's kind of my thoughts. So that's my approach. I'll see you in the next one. If you want to keep watching my channel, you're awesome. If you don't and you just watch this one video, cool. That's totally fine. Maybe leave a like. Peace.